Okay, well, here with the Broad City girls, and I'm feeling like I'm in a Broad City sandwich, and I love it.
You are. Cute.
Girl power. Tell us about season 4. What you can tell us. I don't know.
Well, season 4, I mean, the biggest change this season is that it is in the winter,
Oh,
and we usually have summer seasons, and it's like a sadder, darker world than we've ever seen. It's a sadder, darker Broad City than we've ever seen before for many reasons.
oh. So the season actually affects the tone.
Totally.
Which happens in the winter to most people. It affects the way you operate. It's a little slower, a little sadder, so we wanted to reflect that. And I mean, it's still really funny, but we use those things that happen during those winter months to uh, influence the girl. Like, we're used to doing it over the summer, so it's like, well, in New York City, what are the things that you come across in the summer that might be annoying or that might like add to your struggle or your hustle? And so, what are those things in the winter? We get into that territory.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like
Someone's, like, trying to
Babadook
get
is
in or
trying to
something.
come in, and it's
Yeah.
freaking me out.
We're not letting them in. I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Well, besides the winter, it's been a year and a half since we've been on, so the world has been going on,
Right.
and so you're sort of besides the first episode, which is which is a flashback, which is new information. The second episode, you're sort of we put you right into the girls' lives, and we're not right where we were. So
the
which
time
is
has
exciting.
passed.
Yes, time has passed, and not a ton of time. The girls, it's like still you will recognize it, but there's a lot of new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's say someone was going to move to New York, like a young 20-something. What would be like your number one survival tip? I feel like you guys are experts.
I would say work really hard.
Wow. Probably.
It works in New York, honestly, to like fit in,
You
to
think so?
climb, it's a great way to understand the city because it's like a hardworking city. I think just like work really fucking hard.
What about you?
Living in New York City, I would say to embrace where you are and as you move up, because that's like the thing, like if I'm making any sense, like obviously we're people that like try and we look ahead and what we want and all that, but I'm
Right.
looking back now. I am remembering I moved to New York when I was 22, and I, all of that, all those years is what we write about, and all that stuff is so good. And so even though it might seem so shitty to like know that all of it is a part of it, and that all of that shittiness is important.
Well, and it has actually made your career, right?
Yeah, right.
Some of that.
That's right.
How much of your personal life is in it, and how much of it is like just a caricature?
It's like I don't think we think of it so much as our personal lives. Comedy is such a big, fluid art that I think it goes like back and forth what you're making up and what's real and what you're borrowing and what you're twisting. Like it's honestly, reality is like not even the issue as much as it is like how you're organizing it, because it seems so our vibe seems so extreme, I think, in the show,
Right.
but spread out across a 24-hour day, it's more chill and less like joke, or less like intense or less pointed or whatever. And we're just we talk about like minimizing a window and like putting it, when you do the minus sign or when you like drag a window open and make it bigger. It's just like changing the scale of certain aspects of ourselves and organizing them, not really like making anything up really.
Okay. So it is a lot of your own experience.
Yeah, and it's like it's not like a documentary, you know what I mean?
Right,
Or
no.
like, it's
It
not
doesn't
like,
feel that way.
yeah, it's not actual reality. It's Broad City reality, which is like absurd and twisted and big in some parts and small in some parts.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. There's a lot of truth in the characters' lives that come from ours, but it might just have been a little seed. Or, it's pretty rare that it's an entire storyline, but sometimes.
And like, you know, this show, we are Abby and Ilana in real life,
Right.
and the characters are Abby and Ilana. But even in future projects, I still want to have all the seeds of storylines be real and have it be about organization and blowing something up or minimizing it versus just making shit up altogether. I don't relate to when something is just like made up out of nowhere, because
Yeah.
I don't, you can kind of feel if it's, you can like smell if that's real or not, so it's kind of how I want to approach all my writing, but this was the perfect project to solidify that type of voice.
Thanks, you guys. Can't wait to watch
thanks.
it.
Great job.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.